Top down one laddies, my name is Chazz, and welcome to a Yu-Gi-Oh! What If called What If Jaden Was the Embodiment of Light and the Darkness. So it's like someone else's What If for Zuko. I remember the title of it. What if Zuko was the embodiment of hope and despair? So, but it would be like similar, but this one is gonna be the light of destruction and the darkness. So, and most of the time I will do the light because, yeah. So let's begin with a couple changes that I will say. First of all, Abel, in this What If universe, hasn't gone batty. So, what I mean by that is basically the whole, like, she wanted to get with Jaden and all that stuff. Well, but in this universe, she is more of a, she stays with him the entire What If universe. So, because of one reason, it will be in the story. So, yeah. So, she won't have her, like, moment of, like, how she made this Supreme King and all that stuff. Well, yeah. So, let's begin. Jaden been born... So, in this universe, there was no light of destruction or darkness yet. But then when Jaden was born, in order to save his life, the darkness told Abel that it will be leaving because the darkness saw what would happen if Zuko had both the darkness and the light. And so they leave her in charge of it. So the darkness left, but what left with them, or when they're separate, was a little bit of light of destruction. So, or should I say, it's anger drained out of his body. So he's just like all calm. So I am not gonna get into his personal, like, before the duelist thing. So when he goes to the duelist kingdom, he's the same age as, like, yeah. So then he gets in, and I'm skipping all of the other duels except for one, or maybe two. So, first one He was dueling against, or so because most of the time, most of the duels that he duels actually was Ebel controlling him. And she uses the Elemental Heroes deck instead of her original, like in the anime one. I mean, yeah. So, you know how Elemental Heroes deck is, basically. But then, when he came towards the light side, he realized these people are under, or so he still has, yeah, so he was in Sliper Red's dorm thing, like the Slifer Red student, but he knows when he feels the negative energy from those students things that were under its influence. Is that why I'm so calm? Oh. As he says to himself, or he asks Ebel, is that why I'm so calm? Because I realized something. What did you realize? As she still calls him Sweet Pea. Those people that wore white outfits and were all white are under influence of my. But I need to duel somebody that's to wake them up from the anger. So then the next day, he comes across her, just walking with her goons things, the Light of Destruction. Huh. Hey. You know that's bad for you to ignore me, right? If you want to duel me, I know what all of you are influencing by. As she stops and she says, as she's or not laughing, but she's like, what do you mean? We're part of Light Core, or Light of Destruction. And you're just a Sliper Red. Oh, really? Let's duel. Oh. Shall we? Okay. So then she starts dueling Jaden right off the bat. As he uses his light deck to show them. Because his hero deck basically, he has there's this archetype called Elemental Light Heroes, where it's similar to Elemental Heroes, but they all are infused with Light of Destruction. or should I say part of Jaden's is, yeah. So, Zuko's, or so, sorry. So, he plays, or actually, she summons, like, her ice monster, her thing, and she lays down a face down and calls it the turn thing. As he's like, huh, you aren't thinking straight, huh? I draw, then I summon. Perfect. I summon Core of the Light in attack mode. Oh, and the Core of the Light. So, let me show you his deck, basically. He has all the normal elemental heroes and Neospatians things. But there's only 1, 2, 3, 4. There's actually 4 of my cards that are custom that I main. Or actually, it's 4 monsters, so yeah. So he summons the Core of the Light. And once it's summoned, it summons the elemental light hero Scared Man from its deck, basically. And so, yeah, but then then Jaden used his own fusion spell card. This one. Pay 2,000 life points. This turn, you can use the following effects up to twice. So, because he had elemental hero, the Avion, and like he goes into his. So 2 of these guys right up here, or actually, he used, because but there is I'm trying to remember, hold on. Isn't he so, elemental hero and Wingman is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 4, 10. Yeah. So then and he also infused like the core that was on a field to create the Light Dragon of Destruction, because he still had the darkness one. So yeah, basically he still had Monster Reborn and all that stuff, as the as everyone was shocked. Uh, as no one expected to see something more powerful than anything. As light of this, or so Jaden and powers really manifested when he shows his true powers. This is the power of the light of destruction that you and your little friends are trying to accomplish. I was the one that, as he says, I was born with the power of it. As if you want to know why, or as Jaden says, you know why, that I gave it up, is because it wasn't my choice. My own. As he starts to get angry, let's end this duel, shall we? Because all your cards are destroyed before, because of core of the light's effect. And now, because I summoned Light Dragon of Destruction, once it is summoned, I can bring back another monster that's Light Monster. And because I had the core's effect activates when he was sent to the graveyard, I can special summon a dark monster. So I summon Core of the Darkness, and he does all these crazy plays, but they don't need to be used for. And so now, Light Dragon of Destruction, attack. As so then he's like, I hope that you're gonna be disapproved. So before the battle damage, if this card inflicts to your opponent's life points, you get banish one card from your graveyard. Then the damage of this card inflicted is tripled. So, and this card cannot be destroyed by battle or by card effects. So basically, yeah. So then so that girl's like, no, boom. As she gets sent backwards, flying. As they could sense and said, as everyone was scared, including him, as they can't believe it. Everyone was scared of his power. as everybody's as they as yeah, he just straight up mopped the floors with her. And the reason why I'm not saying her name is because of my phone being weird. So yeah. So so yeah, he actually won against her. And so then he turns over, or he looks at them. Where is he? Sartorius. As one of them as the glowing light as he says, as he goes in. Sorry. Say you're sorry. Yes. So then So not. So yeah, he ends up basically duels him, but in order to, he looks at him. You're here for your power. It influences others. Your rage is greater than anyone I imagine. Well, you're just because as Jaden used his own power, as he absorbs it, it was pretty easy for him to absorb his own anger back into his own body. As so then the influence that was on him and his cards were all taken away from him. As he says, Jaden says, no one wants this power. It's just how it is. Let me tell you the truth, Sartorius. My dark side of me. As he's doing it, similar to what he says to Sartorius, or like how Sartorius is doing to him. But it was Jaden instead of Sartorius, and yeah. My darkness in my own heart hurt. It left my body. When it did, it left anger, explosive anger out. Then it didn't choose you to be its host. It's because of So, and then when everybody heard, he was the one that they worship thing that as So she's like, so you're saying that your darkness left your bodies because the why? As some people are wondering why. Because it saw, or because it saw what will happen if it didn't. The better to explain it to you slowly. It will rip me to two different personalities. Or should I say, there is a little bit of darkness inside of. So then, he did explain, or he did explain why that his darkness left his body is because it separated, or it will break his entire body. He almost died from it. As they didn't know, or here, let me explain this to you real quick. So, if Jaden inherits, or not inherits, if he was born with light and dark chose to stay, and light chose to stay too, it would have been, he would have had been killed absolutely but his body will get into two separate people. Yeah. So then, yeah. So then another time he kind of went overboard was against his favorite thing. As he actually, or Jaden just says to himself, or he wanted to pull a prank on him. Because before class started, way before, he snuck in and he did. And because he actually did all of the homework and researched way before. So he's just, yeah. So he pretends to sleep in his class. But in reality, he's just he's hearing every word. And so then when the day came of him versus Jaden, because Jaden thought, he thought Jaden was snoozing in his class, but then so then he ends up being like, let's duel, Jaden. Sure. This is a friendly competition, anyways. Yeah, but also getting to teaching you not to sleep in my class. As as Zuko says, or not Zuko, Jaden, keep getting those two confused. So Jaden says, huh, really? as he starts laughing, as he's like, why are you laughing? You're actually, to most of the other students, were actually sleeping, but me, I was pretending to sleep, actually. What do you mean? As he says, that you're, as he shows the image, because Light of Destruction Jaden used his own power to show the, as he's like, huh, as he sees Jaden, then says, all right, got all that in. Now the I'm to who like tend to sleep in, as he says, it's like how Romans do with the horses, and as he did that, as I see that you weren't actually sleeping in my class. You were just listening to me, and you took every note. That's why. How did you do that? As he says, yeah, remember when I said it's a fun game? It's gonna be a fun duel. Yeah. So then they dueled, and I'm not gonna go over what yeah. So they did he did the same thing, and of course, he actually can't believe that his least favorite student actually was pulling a prank on him. And yeah. As for like, not out of anger or revenge thing, he just wanted it to be like, as he's like, huh, yeah. So then after the duel ends, then he like goes into the pit part, as Jaden runs up. As Jaden, or as he was about to fall into the pit, as Jaden grabs him by the leg, as he did grab the card with his like powers, as he grabs him, and he also was holding onto a ledge, as he says, "You're not gonna die on my watch." As he's used his power, because Jaden, the light of destruction Jaden, in this what if, is completely different. He, instead of being like, oh, I'm gonna destroy the world, oh, and all that stuff, yeah. But instead it's I am not gonna let you die on my watch. As he pulls him up, as he's trying to hold him, so, because, yeah, as he kicks the sides, as he says, as he says, I have no purpose on my. So he says, you always have a purpose in this world. there's no matter who says that. As he grabs him, as he tells him that there's always going to be a thin line between the light side and the dark side. So then he's like, we'll both fall to our deaths. And that's true, but you're not gonna die here. And yeah. So then his hand slipped. As he's falling in with him, as he used his own version of cores of darkness to bring out him and yeah, as the core or so, but something else happened. The core of light thing and core of core of light infused itself with to make elemental light hero Scar Knight. It's a light level 12 warrior effect monster. It requires the one that you just saw and one or more light or dark monster. This card's name is always treated as yeah. So because Zuko didn't plan to but something happened. So then what he did was his power of light actually infused his own cards, his own soul into his own cards. So yeah, and he activated the Light of Destruction fusion at will. So basically, because the core, or actually, he used light core, or first he used both light and dark core, but somehow the light core fused with this guy's monster, basically I'm trying to find this one, and it evolved into that. So yeah. So then it caught both of them and it climbed up, and the purple, the background things, like his pink wings. Yeah. So then when he flew up, not throw up, through. So he climbs up and he's like, yeah, that was unexpected. Okay. As he says, he actually chose to give his ace monster to Jaden, so that as he as Jaden did say that to him that he's the best teacher too, or he's the best teacher. And he just like as everybody. So then, but how he or so it's Viper gets influenced by the darkness, and this time it's not by Ebel, because Ebel's been with the light Jaden, light of destruction Jaden, and then, but it was actual darkness. Yeah. So then he has. So then when he evolved. So then after the whole thing, Jaden was basically. He dueled against the Viper, her guy, and of course, Jaden did one. So then the darkness was, yeah, needed a suitable host, but ends up like basically or creating a portal for yeah. Guess who it was? The darkness's Jaden. Because when darkness, or gentle darkness, left, it also took a piece of Jaden. So, with him. So Jaden's darkness was pretty powerful. As what's with the outfit thing? As Jaden Light says, is like, oh no. What? As they're like, what's going on? He's here. Who's here? It's just I will tell you the full story. Jaden, so when I was born, I had power of light and the darkness. But in order to save my life from like being consumed by the darkness, I had to go into or so the darkness had to leave my body. But there is only a piece of the darkness that's a form of Ebel. She's the only one that's in my body right now. But she's just keeping it in the underground thing. So, basically, Jaden, everybody looks around, trying to find other people, but there was no other survivors. Because the Supreme King dueled them all. Basically, yeah. As there you are. As Supreme King turns around and says, you found me. Now it's time for us to duel. As the, so the, basically, Jaden, or Light Jaden tells them that both sides of him, so in order to win the duel. So then, as the light of destruction actually infused basically infused himself to create that one, as he's, but the elemental heroes, they all were on his, so elemental hero Neos ends up basically saying, well, I'll be here for you. Yeah, and so then all of the elemental heroes do, the thumbs up, and So then what does Jaden... So, first was... He actually had... Or, he wasn't alone. I can't even talk right now. So, the Dark Supreme King Jaden, basically, of the Super Darkness, was basically, during all that time, he actually had a daughter. The daughter's name was Yuna. The Yuna. Yeah, the first part of her name of this card. So, yeah. And she's basically a... so then he did add super polarization to, because of, But, Jaden, so the Light of Destruction, Jaden, brings out his big boss monsters. As he looks at his hand, as he smiles, because he had, in his opening hand, he had core of the light, he had not elemental hero, I meant Neos, elemental hero Neos, polarization, and the name, because it was Jaden's first turn, and then just first turn. So, So then they use polarization to... Let's start with bring out the big boss monster. As he tells Neos, ready? As Neos and as he fused to create the Light Brawl Neos. As so it requires one elemental hero Neos, and the core of the light must be fusion summoned. This card can attack all monsters on your opponent's controls, and once per turn, once each. And this card gains 500 attack and defense for each elemental card in the graveyard. So that makes it have 300. And if this card destroys a monster by battle and send it to graveyard, inflict damage to your opponent's life points equal to the original attack in the graveyard at the end phase of your next turn. If you do not, so at the end of your next turn, if this card does not declare an attack, then inflict 8,000 damage to your opponent's life points. You take no damage evolving this card. So basically, the Light of Destruction in Jaden used his power to bring everybody back to the original world. As he says that it's my first turn. But because it's my first turn, I don't need to declare an attack. So, so that if so then it didn't attack. So the next turn comes around. He did set down 2 face downs of his 2 trap cards, the elemental hero arrow monsters or shield, and the one that brings out any level 4 monsters. So basically, yeah. So elemental light hero, light brave Neos is a so the Supreme King Jaden, or should I say darkness, is Jaden use elemental or evil heroes and tries to attack, and so yeah. But yeah, he did activate the core's effect before, or actually, because it said if this card is sent to the grave or banished, you can select 1 dark monster. So what does he do? He summons the core of the darkness to his side of the field. And yeah, from his own deck, basically. So let's continue. So he does so he banishes the core, evil hero malicious ends up destroying the core of darkness, and the basically, then he says, now, so then after he was done, I draw, he says, perfect. What he drew was Elemental Dart Light Hero Destroyer. As, yeah, this monster is similar to Envoy of the beginning and the Envoy of the end. Yeah. So then what does he do? He basically banishes the one light and one dark monster from his graveyard. So basically he banishes 2 cores or monsters from his graveyard. So his special summon is, and he used his effect, basically discards. So yeah. Plus he had dark monster, light monster. I'm trying to remember the other ones. So he had 2 monsters. So it goes for if you control a water, fire, earth, light, or dark monster or monsters on the field in your graveyard, you can pay 100 life points to destroy all cards on the field, except this card. So what does he do? He destroys Neo's thing and all of the other cards, and then to the graveyard. And if it does, then both players draw 3 cards. So he drew 3 cards, and he has, so basically so then he uses it, or he drew into this card, and that was 1, 2, and into the original, into this cards. Hold on. Yeah. So he's like, So then he activates so on his turn, he activates this card. He pays 200. Just normal summon both of the banished monsters to his side of field. Reason why I put it anywhere is because it could be in the graveyard or banished zone or deck, or basically, yeah. Plus it's normal summoning them. So, and because this guy's a dragon type monster and the other one was, you can select 2 cards from your deck or graveyard to your hand. So basically, it has a wonderful effect, basically. So he used it, and he searched out fusions, polarization, and the light of destruction thing. So what does he do? He used his own. He used him, and he also used with the normal spell card part of the mission. He fused the light with the to create this, and it also created, or then he used fusion light to bring out the Jaden, the ultimate lord of the light. And so, yeah, as he used his full power, and yeah, he inflicted, all that power to, imagine how powerful it would have been. So, like, so then, because Jaden's daughter was in the darkness realm thing because of her behavior, but then light of destruction Jaden brought her out, and by summoning or by using the same effect to bring her out, and so then so at this point your opponent is, so when he attacked, so 0, 0, 0, 0, 5 plus 0 equals 5. 2 plus 4 equals 6. So 6,000. At this point, your opponent already lost because of her effect. So then the dark Jaden, him, lost as the darkness was about to consume. But then Jaden says, "Oh, I don't think you're gonna," as he absorbs the darkness, his own darkness into himself, as the basically turning him back into his original self, as he still, they still called him Light Ain't Jaden because of some stupid reason, but he's still Jaden. They still call him Jaden no matter, as he's like, where are you again? As when the darkness and light fused back into each other's, he hasn't met the so at this point he hasn't met any of them yet. So basically, so then everybody's like properly introducing themselves to him again because it must have reset these person's memories back. As Jaden Lang. So then the girly girl, the one that was defeated by the light of destruction Jaden, she decided to, because Jaden was he wasn't slacking. Yeah, until so he was like in the coma thing because all that power he's trying to like basically do. Oh, as yeah. So then the girly girl ends up walks up to him, but instead of like slap him across the face, she just straight up hugs him and whispers something that made his face blush. And yeah, he basically is now he's kind of embarrassed. So she ends up basically the became his girlfriend through the entire duel thing, or as he doesn't remember her until one day because they all are getting used to his. But then one day, something, or let's say a guy, let's say Dr. Crowler had a, like, he would rather had the line of destruction back. So what does he do? He 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 exit or no, he actually grabs the frying pan and hits Jaden with the frying pan. As the Jaden's light and dark fused together, but the as he fell down face first, bam. As he's like, okay, Dr. Crowler, as he remembers who he is, that is just hitting me with a frying pan, really? Did you really have to whack me in the head? As he thought he killed him, but in reality he's like, no, I'm not dead. So, yeah. As Jaden says, or as Ebel says to Jaden that good to have you back. Yeah, good to be back. But man, the him dueling against myself. Oh, wait. As Jaden just now remembered all that has happened before. It was because of his memories. We're all trying to fit back into each other's. As so, and Dr. Crowler, yeah, him, he did that. So, as he's like, okay. And he tells Dr. Crowler, thank you. Actually. For what? They basically, you who actually, when you whacked me with a frying pan, I start remembering right now the so things got back to normal because he's still because he actually did tell them that his mind was kind of in a foggy area, so he doesn't remember a lot of things during that time. So, but now I see why yeah. So then the girl basically dates him, and so then, yeah. So in the near future, I just gonna like gonna time skip to this girl ends up dating, or no, not dating, but she actually got married to Jaden. I was gonna use Blair, but then I was like, the actually Blair versus the her, because yeah. So this is gonna be the end of the what if. Please leave a like, share, subscribe, and do all that stuff. And yes, the answer your question, if this girl ends up having kids because of Jaden, yeah, she does. One boy, one girl, and they both have like two separate eye colors. The boy has the red eye, like red on the inside and black on the outside. And the other had like more of this whitish, a white on the outside and blue on the inside, or brown. Basically, they like similar to her brown eyes. And plus, the girl looks like that Yu-Gi-Oh card. And yeah, is that how I just thought of? Because I know that Yu-Gi-Oh GX was before Yu-Gi-Oh 5D, basically. This is just my thought. What if this girl gave birth to, oh, to her? Yeah. Because I know that they have different hair colors, different eyes, but just imagine in your head if she gave birth to her after Yu-Gi-Oh GX. X anime stuff. Because she has the same brown color, so the only thing that's different is her hair color. But besides that, it's just, yeah. Because I think she got married, or I think this girl got married to Jaden and had her as a daughter. Yeah. If you guys want me to do more of these what ifs down the line, please let me know in the comments below. And have a good night or day. Depends on the time zones. And peace out.